Hi, Jeff. I just nearly said hi before you came on. I was anticipating you. I was giving you the countdown. Hi, Katie Rose. How are you? Hi, Knowledge. Hi, Omi. Hi, Fox Force. Haven't seen you in a couple of days, I think. Hi, Bert. How are you? Oh, look at that. Thanks, Anime Dan. A donation. Thank you for the awesome show yesterday. It was awesome. And well done, Anime Dan, on coming 10th. Hi, Cyber Goddess. Good. Glad to hear you're well. Katie Rose. I'm excited about our guest today because we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. I'm just going to see if she is here. Let me see. Hi, Cyber. How are you talking to me? Kalee, if you're watching, you just need to... Oh, there you are. Yes, great. I'm going to call you now, Kalee, and then you can just pick up as soon as you hear it. I'm away from the bunker. I thought it was a little bit brighter today, but it's a bit dark outside. So, hey, and hopefully... Here we are.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good. Great. Thank you for joining us. We've had...
Thank you for...
Tell us a little bit about where you are today and what the weather's like. I'm in the south coast of England, and there's a little bit of a grey March day. It's starting to turn spring, but it's a little bit grey. Tell us about where you are.
Oh, that's lovely for you, because ours is gloomy and covered in snow. So we have tons and tons of snow right now. We had no snow, and it was like the signs of spring were here, and then we just got a massive snow dump. So lots of snow everywhere.
Are you on the west coast of Canada? Remind us where you are.
Yeah, I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So closer, yes, west side. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have, Kalee, just to remind you, we've got people joining in and watching us on the chat from all over the world. And you and I are just going to have a talk about your books and your work, etc. And then periodically, I'll put little questions on screen. And when you see the questions, you're just going to press them, okay? You're going to press the correct answer. And the quicker you press, the more points you get. And everyone else is playing as well, you see. That's why it's called Can You Beat, to see can they beat you. So it's just a little bit of fun. If you come maybe top 30, that's like a good ambition. But, you know, I think you might come a bit better than that. We shall see. Tell us about... So we're going to talk finance today with you. And I've got two of your books to discuss. But the first one I'm going to start, I've got an 8-year-old boy, and he is, you know, I give him his money every week now. I give him £1, which is like $1 or whatever. And he's putting it in his piggy bank. And you've got a book called Money Wise Mabel. And I'm wondering if he's now beginning to be appropriate to talk about money. Tell us about how you're approaching talking to kids about money. And also, Kalee, like, we never talk to kids about money in school. There's zero education. And I always felt this. I'm a reasonably intelligent person. I kind of know what a mortgage is. I don't know the basics, you know. We're just not taught finance in school. By school, I mean like up until the age of 18. Not, and you guys talked about school as university. But tell us about that as a topic and why you wrote the book.
You're right. Like, that's exactly why I wrote the book. It's that financial literacy is not given really any focus in the school curriculum. And when I talk to people, like, I work with clients with their finances, and one of the biggest regrets I hear from people is like, I wish I would have known this sooner. I wish I would have started this sooner. And so that was what I'm hearing. Like, the biggest money regret people have is this, you know, why couldn't have I known or done this earlier? Well, then let's do something about that. Like, let's make that a priority. And it's unfortunate that it's not part of the curriculum, because it's not only like a life skill, it's something that's going to impact every day of your adult life. Like, there's probably some sort of money decision you have as an adult every single day. So this is so important for kids to know. So I wrote it during the time kind of COVID hit. My daughter was about 5 years old in kindergarten, and we had to start kind of homeschooling our own kids. And, you know, there's not much to homeschool when they're in kindergarten. It's just kind of like keep them sort of learning and read to them. But that got me thinking of, like, they should be learning about money stuff. Like, I was there working away, doing my, you know, investment advice business and whatnot. And that's what I wanted to share and teach her, is like more lessons about money. So we like got her piggy bank out and we started looking at the coins and like sharing, you know, counting the coins and things like that. And it got me thinking, like, all kids need to know this. And that's why I wrote the book Money Wise Mabel's Bursting Bank. So it was really inspired by my daughter.
I can see in the comments, I'm being criticized by only giving my boy £1. You talking to me says it should be £5 every week. I'm starting gently, so come on.
I was going to say, I was like, wow.
He gets, don't worry, he gets a lot of treats and he gets a lot of payment in other ways. Best Ken Ever makes a good point. He says, like similar to our topic here, in the US, kids almost never graduate high school with even the basic understanding of finance budgeting, and that's what we're saying. Granton Guy says it is part of the Ontario curriculum, so maybe there is some education in Canada.
It's definitely starting, and I just would love to see more and more of that. Like, I saw someone's comments here about my kids did pretend stock trades in grade school. That's amazing. Like, I had an assignment in grade 7 too, where we got to pick stocks, follow their performance, and that was maybe like the starting of where I am now. So like, as children, let it be fun, let it be experimental. Like, they're in a place where, you know, they can't make any big massive money mistakes or money moves, so this is where it should be fun and answering questions. And I always just like quiz my daughter on random questions. I'll be like, you know, how much do you think people make per month? And then it's just, you throw something out like that to them and just see what they answer, and then take that as a moment to sort of give them some education beyond that.
No, exactly. Okay, let's start the show with the quiz, and then I'll talk to you periodically about some of the other topics that I've read of interest. So as I said, Kalee, I'm going to press a button. You're going to see a question on screen. Press it as soon as you can. The first couple are like easy, and it kind of gradually gets a little bit tougher as we go along. We play this every day with all sorts of excuse me, all sorts of different guests from around the world. And we love doing this, and we love learning about what people like yourself do. So here we go. Question 1. Which expression refers to an expensive but impractical possession? Is it a white elephant, a pink flamingo, or a red squirrel? Do you know that expression, Kalee?
No, so I'm just guessing.
What did you guess?
I like pink, so I picked pink flamingo.
You got pink on today. Oh, it wasn't pink. It's a white elephant. I think it was, the king of Siam used to give people an elephant, and it wasn't white, but he told them it was white. There's some law around it. Most people seem to know that one. Now, you work a little bit in finance. Next one's about financial districts, of course. In New York, there's Wall Street. What do we sometimes call the financial district in London? Is it the square mile, the round mile, or the oblong mile? Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're definitely going to get number 3. What did you guess?
I guess square mile.
Yeah, you guessed well. Well done. Very good. That is correct. Yeah, it's the square mile. I think it's just it's sometimes also known as the City of London, or the square mile. Question 3 is about an acronym, which for our American viewers can sometimes put a shiver down the spine. But let's see what it is. Which acronym refers to the US Tax Collection Service? Is it the IRS, the FBI, or the CIA? Now, I do hope you've got this one, Kalee.
I would hope so.
Okay, good. It is, of course, the IRS. Very good. What do you call that in Canada? Do you have, like here we call it the HRMC or HMRC, His Majesty's Revenue Collection. What do you call it?
We call it CRA, so Canada Revenue Agency. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Now I'm going to move on to, I like questions about like financial disasters and things like that. So we're going to ask some questions about that. So with the questions, there are 10 questions, Kalee. We'll look at the scores after 5, and then we'll look again at 10. This next question is about what we call a bubble, like a financial bubble, okay? And probably one of the most historical, famous bubbles. So let's have a look. What name is given to the 1720 financial scandal that ruined thousands? Was it the Red Sea bubble, the Black Sea bubble, or the South Sea bubble?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I feel like that was so long ago. Oh my gosh.
Rebstein's saying it's a big old guess as well. What did you guess?
The Black Sea bubble.
It's the South Sea bubble. I think people invested because they were traveling around the world there was something going on in the South Seas and the Southern Oceans. They invested a load of money and they lost all that money. The next one is, okay, so with your name being Kalee Boisvert, which is a kind of French or French-Canadian expression, let's see if you can get this one, which is kind of based on French. Question 5. Which financial agreement derives its name from the Old French for dead, that's important, pledge? Is it mortgage, is it pension, or is it overdraft? Any ideas?
I said mortgage.
Yeah, it is. Death.
Okay, because you owe money. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you owe money. That's absolutely correct. So when you started writing your other book, there you go. Most people got that right. I'll show you the answers in the leaderboard in a second. You've written another book called Make Money Your Thing, and you've kind of put an emphasis on, not necessarily exclusively, but I think with that book, from my reading, you've put an emphasis on women and financial management. Is that correct and fair to say?
Absolutely.
Why did you choose to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was raised by a single mom, and growing up, I really saw that kind of money showing up as a source of stress and struggle. And so, you know, that kind of being in the background of like never wanting to see women go through that, what my mom went through, and coming up in this industry, knowing I wanted to help and support people, what I saw time and again is it still tends to be very male dominated. And there is this lack of women, like women not feeling as much as like they belong or they're part of this space. And it becomes almost like a very like, I don't know, like a space where, yeah, we just don't feel like we're part of the conversations, that we're, you know, okay to be here too. So I wanted to create something where women just saw it and they knew like, hey, I belong here. I can have these money conversations. And this is really important for me as well. And, you know, we kind of were like going back through history, see that obviously this kind of male dominated finance sort of way that things unfolded was sort of the history of finances. Like my mom told me, I don't know, around the year she was born. So I'm aging my mom or dating her, but she said that that's when women started being allowed to have their own bank accounts. And my mind was just blown. I'm like, what? Like, it just seems so basic and almost funny in ways. So, you know, we do have some real catching up to do. And I think, you know, the reality is women do also make money. Women are, you know, the sole financial earners or joint financial earners or whatever that scenario, those scenarios look like. But we do have to, I think, really speed up this progression. And so with this book, I wanted women to really feel like, hey, this is for me too, and I belong here. I need to be having these conversations. Women need to feel really empowered and in control of their finances as well.
Yeah, it's astonishing, that fact that women weren't allowed to have control of their own bank accounts. It was the same here in England. It's a bit like the kind of, when we think now about women not being allowed to vote, it's just equally bizarre that was like less than 100 years ago, and much shorter with banking. And of course, you know, you still have, certainly here, and I'm sure you must have it in the States and in North America and in Canada, which is what we call the gender pay gap, right? Which means that men do earn more than women, because of what you said, like the patriarchy and this tradition of that, but also women's work as a whole isn't taken into consideration because women tend to have to be having more of a focus on childcare and like home stuff and all of that stuff, which you know means that there is a massive disparity.
Yeah. So we have to start sort of like busting those stereotypes. Like, I'm a single mom. I am the sole financial earner. I make, you know, great money, and I'm, you know, I own my home, things like that. Like, I want women to know that, yes, you can achieve all your financial goals and dreams too. And it doesn't require, you know, the help of a man. And I think men can get behind that too. It's a lot of pressure to think that men have to take on this primary financial breadwinner role. Like, I think men can agree that feels really heavy. That's a lot. So men, I think, should get behind this as well, saying absolutely women need to be earning equal, and this is important as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, we'll come back to more notes from your book in a second. Let's have a look at the leaderboards now. Don't worry if we're not in the top 30. Let's have a look. Who's at the top? Mektin Lego. That's a new name to me, actually. 49,000. Well done. We Lake Shapes in third. Rebstein in second. And if we go down, where are you, Kalee? I'm still going down. I'm still going down. You're 34th. Okay, let's do this. We can get you into that top 30. Now, the next bunch of questions are, yes, generally about kind of finance related in a way.
Okay.
There's normally a clue in the question, okay? So just have a look at it before you press. The next one, do you like movies?
I do, yes. I do like movies.
Okay, this is going back to the 90s. We're talking about a movie that was kind of a spectacular financial disaster and actually stopped this person's career for a while, but this person is very much back, especially on TV. So I'm going to give you question number 6 now. Which 1995 film was nicknamed Fish Tar because of due to its troubled production? Was it G.I. Jane, was it Speed 2, or was it Waterworld? What did you guess?
I guess Waterworld.
Yeah, you guessed well.
Oh, okay.
It's there. So yes, it's all there. Yes, it was Waterworld.
Oh,
it was a Kevin Costner movie. Did you ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was that bad, or they're saying behind the scenes.
I didn't think it was that bad either. But it was a financial disaster. I've miswritten the question. Sorry, I apologize. It was a financial disaster. He made this film called Dances with Wolves with won loads of Oscars. He had all the money in Hollywood. He made Waterworld, and it was a big financial flop and kind of stopped his career. Then he made another film called The Postman. But now he's back. He does this show. My wife watches it. What is it? Is it Yellowstone? Is that him? Or
yes.
90? Yeah, he does that. And he's got some movies coming out this year. So, yes, it was Waterworld. Very good. Here's the next one. The next one is about nicknames of financial backers in the theatre. So, what name is often given to a financial backer of a theatrical enterprise? Angel, God, or saint? I wonder if people know this. If you give money towards a production, do you know what it is, Kalee?
I thought it was angel because you can be like an angel investor.
Oh, yeah, it is an angel investor. Yeah, you can use it, I guess, in lots of ways, not just in the theatre. Good. Okay, so tell me, in your book, you talk about various topics, and again, I guess they can apply to women and men.
Yes.
But you talk about money mistakes that you see. What are the kind of, give me highlights of money mistakes that we should all be thinking about avoiding?
Yeah. So yes, yeah, I do want to say that I did write the book, specifically focused for women to feel comfortable, but men have read it, men have enjoyed it too. So by no means are men excluded. I have a young son, so I'm all about, men and women as well. So money mistakes, I guess what I'm trying to get across with that chapter is that, we have to stop thinking that they're money mistakes, right? Everything is a lesson, because in the world and game of money, like I said, we make money decisions every day, sometimes multiple money decisions. So we have to stop being so hard on ourselves for things that maybe we've done that we look back on and regret, buying that really expensive car, or buying that gym membership when you never even went to the gym, or, using those apps to order takeout and stuff like that. I'm guilty of that one. So all these things we do, we have to decide a money lesson and look at it as, okay, we can take any moment to just sort of make changes and form new habits. So I don't like when people get really caught up, because it's almost like they get paralyzed in fear when they're so stuck on a money mistake that they, decide to just not even move forward. I'm not good with money. And they just almost throw their hands up in the air and say things like, I'm not good with money. Money isn't my thing. Well, that's why I wrote this book. Let's make money your thing. So mistakes, they're welcome and they're part of the journey, I would say to people. So don't be so hard on yourselves, because when people really take on these mistakes as this oh no, I'm not good with money, this is it becomes also a very shaming exercise where it's they almost go into this kind of hiding where they're not even willing to share and talk about it with others. And I would say I've seen it all of money mistakes, and what's your mistake isn't necessarily, someone might look at it and be like, oh, that's fine. So instead, let's kind of rebrand them, and let's not have money mistakes exist at all anymore. Let's just call them money lessons from this point forward.
Yes, I can certainly, some of those definitely resound with me. The equivalent to $300 that I probably spent for a yearly gym membership where I went once or twice, $150 a pop just to go to the gym. It's kind of something that I've learned. Also for me, You know, what I've started doing recently, and I am guilty of not throwing my hands in the air, but I am guilty of being a little bit ignorant. But what I have started doing, and somebody told me, is I just go through my bank account every month or two now. And it's so easy to sort of subscribe to things online. I'm like, do I need that? Okay, why did I do? Oh, I know I did that, but I forgot to cancel it because they make it hard to cancel. And especially, I've noted with streaming services, you can just get all these streaming services on TV. I suddenly had a kind of epiphany last year where I was like, I can give Netflix a rest for 6 months. You know, I can just stop it and come back to it. I don't have to be tied to it and save myself $10, $15 a month. Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to some more of your topics in a second. Let's move on to question 8. Now, this one we're getting hard now. The last 3 are hard. Okay. But this about a company scandal that happened in the noughties in America. So let's have a look and see if people will get this. Which company's infamous scandal is the subject of a play by Lucy Prebble? Is it Enron? Is it WorldCom? Is it Lehman Brothers? I predict that this will be split between 2 different answers. What did you think it was, Kalee?
I don't know. I said WorldCom.
It was actually Enron. And if you want to see a really good documentary, there's a documentary called Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, which is kind of mind-blowing about how these guys took everyone for a ride. I guess it was the start of the 20th century. Yeah, it's really good. The next one is to do with a stock market expression. It might be... Let's realize this might be more of a UK expression, but I don't know. You might get it anyway. Let's have a look at this one. What phrase refers to a temporary stock recovery following a major fall? So stocks go down, then bang, they go up. Is it a dead cat bounce, a grand piano bounce, or a tennis ball bounce? What did you guess?
The dead cat bounce.
Yeah, it is the dead cat bounce. Yes, yes, very good. Yeah, well done.
I'm just feeling bad for that cat. I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me ask you about another topic in your book, and then we'll do the final question and we'll wrap. I want to know what it means when you talk about going on a date with your money, because I can understand like what you're going to talk about with money mistakes, but I couldn't, like, where is she with going on a date with your money? What does that mean?
Yeah, it's like you go to the ATM, you take out a whole bunch of dollar bills, and then you're just throwing them around. No, that's not it at all. So the date with your money is really about giving dedicated time to your money. So like you said what we were just talking about, when you said you just take some time, go through your monthly expenses, see, you know, what subscriptions you have, maybe make some changes. That's really a money date in action. Like, how much time do we spend earning money? And then how much do we spend actually giving back to our money? So I would say, you know, we spend more time planning vacations and things like that, or holidays. But when it comes to our money, again, we work so hard for it. And then it gets like none of our time. So a money date is really just dedicated time focusing on your money. If you're in, you know, as a couple, you can book this in your calendar together and you can tackle some pretty tough conversations. And you know that like maybe money has been a topic of like stress, or it's hard to bring up. Well, you know, next Sunday at 8 p.m., you're having that money date where you're going to sit down and talk about it. Or if you're single, same thing. You still can set a time to have this money date. And you know what the topic is on this date, you decide. Like I give some examples in the book where maybe it is going through your monthly expenses. Maybe it is doing some goal planning for what your financial goals are from here on. Maybe it is going through, you know, listening to a money podcast and just like dedicating your time and attention to that. So a money date is just scheduling dedicated time to work on your money.
Okay, amazing. I can see Best Ken Ever has already said he's going to buy your books. Money Wise Mabel is the book aimed at the younger audience, and Make Money Your Thing. I think these are really super topics, and we could have devoted a whole half an hour without the questions to it. Before we finish, Kalee, how can people find out more about you?
Yeah, so you can go to my website. It's just www.kaleeboisvert.com. So KaleeBoisvert.com. And my books are available on Amazon. That's probably the easiest way to buy them or find them.
Okay, cool. All right, last question. It's a toughie. It's a toughie for everyone, though. So there was a big financial crash in 2008, which we still kind of talk about, and the ramifications seem to still be there, even though now it was 16 years ago. And the question is, who was the US Treasury Secretary at the time of this financial crash? Alan Greenspan, Hank Paulson, or Al Gore?
Why am I not? I'm not remembering.
What did you press?
Alan Greenspan, but I don't think I'm right.
No, that was the trick. That was the catch. It wasn't Al Gore because he was like the vice president, I think. No, he was gone. He was Clinton's vice president. But Greenspan was chair of I think he was chair of the World Bank or the Reserve or something. It was Hank Paulson. Oh, like a lot of people went for Alan Greenspan there. It was, of course, Hank Paulson. Best Can Ever says we've all blocked out that time. Yes, we have blocked out that time. Well, listen, we've loved having you. Let's have a quick look at the final leaderboard, see how you got on. And our winners, by the way, today are in the top 3. Well done, Mechton Lego. Wow, a really good, really high score. That's incredible on tough questions, right? And you got like 10 of them right. Johan, a rare second, but very good for you. We like shapes in third. We have a monthly quiz league, so this will shake things up. I'm astonished by that score by Mech 10 Lego, 99,000. Okay, so Kalee, we go down. Where did you end up?
Go down.
Let me see.
Keep going.
37. Well, look, it's not the end of the world. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have you had fun?
It was fun, yeah.
Okay.
It definitely made me like, whoo, like money. And then oh my gosh, I need to be doing my own more money reading, I guess. I got to make money my thing. It's money trivia.
There we go. I've enjoyed doing it and I've loved talking to you. And I think all our audience has as well. So listen, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and good luck with everything.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone.
And listen, everyone else, I'll see you all tomorrow, same time. I've got AI Ada Lovelace. We do these AI characters. We do real people and AI characters as guests on here. So I'll be back tomorrow. Bye now.